Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me here today. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the MCC development update for Halo Reach on the PC. We're going to be talking about the current flight and previous flights that happened in the month of October. We're also going to be taking a look at what Microsoft has to say about when the MCC on PC and Xbox is going to be released, and then we're going to go over a huge generalization of everything that we know. So stick around. Now, the following information can be found over at Halo Waypoint, GameSpot.com, and PC Gamer. I highly recommend you guys do go ahead and check out the full articles. The links will be in the description if you are interested in hearing everything, as I am only pulling what I feel are the most important parts out of the article. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the October flighting recap. Earlier in October, Halo Reach's multiplayer was flighted on the Xbox One. The flight's main goals were to test the back end of each of the matchmaking offerings that are going to be available when Halo Reach joins the MCC on Xbox One. 50,000 Halo insiders were invited, and that is the most that have ever been invited to a flight, not excluding the PC one that is currently going on right now. The current flight started on October 29th and was initially supposed to go to November 5th. That was extended until November 8th, and that has recently actually been extended for another entire week. They have been finding issues that they are working on to squash this so that they can finally get it out. But the goals for the firefight test and social matchmaking and ranks playlist on the PC were for both Steam and Windows Store versions. The flight groups will be split, and some will be participating in the Steam version as others will be invited to the Windows Store version, and this will help them adequately test the flow for both platforms as well as cross-play functionality across the PC ecosystems. We are looking to gather feedback from players on the experience provided. Our offerings will also include the Work in Progress Season 1, which means that users are finally able to begin customizing their characters in-game. The scope of the flight includes 2 campaign missions, multiple offerings for social and ranked playlist matchmaking, custom games, and firefight matchmaking. All 3 types of content will be available over the course of the flight, but selected offerings for multiplayer and firefight matchmaking will change daily. Now, something that's worth mentioning is the fact that they're going to be having crossplay between the PC ecosystems between Steam and the Windows Store. It was quite a while ago, I believe earlier in the year, when they announced that the MCC was coming to PC. I posed the question, is there going to be crossplay between PC and Xbox? Now, it doesn't seem that that is the case as of right now. However, it is something that they said that they are going to be looking into. And this is something right now that Call of Duty Modern Warfare actually has, where you can play against people on PC, you can play against people on Xbox. I still have yet to see someone from a PlayStation Network, but nonetheless, the ability is there, and the ability to actually have 2 separate sets of matchmaking is also something that is a reality. When playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare with crossplay, you can see people that are playing with an Xbox controller on PC, and you can actually see people playing with a mouse and keyboard on PC. Now, I highly recommend that this is something that they get in and get it in as soon as possible. It is something that will extend and really make the community spread out, not only across the ecosystems, but it'll also be able to unify everybody. Now, the Master Chief Collection has gone through its ups and it's gone through its downs, and when it's down, it's been really down. And part of the problem is that the online functionality for this game never really peaked in the way that it should have. Enabling crossplay between PC and Xbox is going to drive that player count. It's going to keep those numbers up, and it's going to pretty much breathe new life into the game. So it is something that I really hope that they get to as soon as possible. Now, on the topic of crossplay and cross progression, this is what 343 Industries has to say. When Halo Reach comes out and is available on the Xbox One, Steam, and Windows 10 store, crossplay will be available for multiplayer between Steam and the Windows 10 store versions of the game. At launch, we will not support Xbox/PC crossplay, but as we've said previously, this is something that the team will monitor and evaluate over time. If you own both the Xbox One and PC version, however, you will be available to load up on either of your campaign. Progress will be unlocked appropriately on each platform as progress is made. Please note that the mid-mission saves will not transfer between PC and console builds as they are not compatible. And here they provide a graph, a little image of what exactly data is retained across all of the devices, what data is not retained, and special cases such as Steam Cloud or partial roaming. Now, when Halo Reach joins the MCC both on PC and Xbox, several new playlist options are going to become available for players. The following list is what's going to be available for the PvP multiplayer when the game releases. For social games, we're going to have 1v1 matchmaking, and the game categories is, of course, Slayer. The maps are Countdown, Zealot, a Forge World variant, MLG Element, MLG Sanctuary, and the settings are Hardcore, ZBNS, which I believe is Zero Bloom. 2v2 matchmaking is going to give you Slayer, Flag, Bomb, Zone Control, Asset Denial on the maps Countdown, Powerhouse, Reflection, Anchor 9, Battle Canyon, Solitary, and a Forge World Asylum map. The settings are going to be the title update, which is the updated version from the original release. 4v4 matchmaking, of course, is going to have Slayer, Flag and Bomb, Zone Control, Asset Denial, Action, Sack, SWAT, Snipers, and Griffball. The maps are Boardwalk, Countdown, Powerhouse, Reflection, Sword Base, Zealot, Anchor 9, Tempest, Condemned, Battle Canyon, Penance, Solitary, High Noon, and Forge World variants. The settings are the title updated version. Griffball, though, however, is vanilla settings. For 8-player free-for-all matchmaking, the modes are going to be Slayer, Zone Control, Asset Denial, Action, Sack, SWAT, and Snipers. The maps are Boardwalk, Countdown, Powerhouse, Reflection, Zealot, Sword Base, Anchor 9, Condemned, Battle Canyon, Penance, Solitary, High Noon, Forge World variants, and the settings are the title update. They're actually going to have a 12-player free-for-all, which that is fairly new, and I'm interested to see how well that's going to work. The game categories are Infection. Of course, that's how it's going to work. It's only going to be available for Infection. The maps are Boardwalk, Countdown, Powerhouse, Zealot, Reflection, Sword Base, Anchor 9, Condemned, Penance, Solitary, Breakneck, and the settings are Vanilla. 8v8 matchmaking, of course, is considered Big Team Battle, and it's going to have Slayer, Flag, Bomb, Zone Control, Asset Denial, Action, Sack, and Snipers on the maps Boneyard, Boardwalk, Spire, Breakpoint, Tempest, Highlands, Ridgeline, High Noon, Breakneck, Forge variant worlds, and of course it's going to be title updated. And the competitive games are going to be Halo Reach Team Hardcore with the Hardcore Slayer, Hardcore Capture the Flag, Hardcore Capture the Flag 5, and Hardcore King. Maps are going to be Countdown, Zealot, Battle Canyon, Penance, Forge World, MLG Sanctuary, MLG Pit, MLG Nexus. The settings are going to be Hardcore ZNBS based on MLG Variant 7. And of course, everyone's favorite mode and the most overlooked mode in all of Halo, Invasion. And this is going to be on the maps Boneyard, Spire, Breakpoint, and Forge World variants, Broadcast, Floodgate, Overgrowth, Refinery, and it's going to have vanilla settings. Now, for those of you that are asking, what do I mean by title update and what do I mean by vanilla? To put it simply, there is a version of the game that exists that Bungie designed, and a lot of the problems that people had with this is the simple fact that when you fire your gun, the targeting reticule expands and contracts based on the rate of fire for whatever weapon you're using. This is called bloom. A lot of people did not like the bloom aspect of the vanilla settings, so with the title update version, they began to tighten that up a little bit so that it wasn't as wild as it was previously. And another major change was the way that your shield and health worked. Now, originally in the original version, the vanilla settings, your health and shield were separated. Your health could not be affected until every little last bit of your shield had been taken away. So if you shot someone and their shield went down by half, and then you ran up and punched them, instead of that ending up in a kill, what that would do is just take away the rest of their shield, and then you'd have to go in for another double melee or a headshot or a shotgun blast or whatever weapon you were using. You would have to attack them with that. The updated version is the fact that damage will bleed through. So if you're shooting someone and they have half a shield and you hit them, there's a chance that not only will it take away the rest of the shield, it'll also dig into that health bar. And that is the big difference and actually changes the game quite a bit compared to the original. And looks like they're going to have both versions in this, and they're going to be kind of flip-flopping back and forth. I can see the appeal of both of the versions. I liked the way that the shield and health system worked. I didn't think that was really a problem. I think that it added a huge emphasis on your shield and your health being completely separate, because honestly, if the shield bleed through is something that's important to people, then basically all you have is a giant health bar, and you might as well just get rid of the health bar and only use the shield bar. That's why Bungie made the effort to have them separated and made it so that your shield was actually kind of important. Now, of course, there's also going to be Firefight that is available. There's going to be Heroic Firefight. There's going to be Firefight Arcade. And they've also stated here that please note that these matchmaking settings are subject to change between now and the launch, of course, of the game. And the team will be actively monitoring game data and listening to player feedback for ongoing post-launch adjustment and additions. They've received feedback from the flighting retention to the damage models for Melee and Halo Reach Team Hardcore settings and have resolved this inconsistency. Specifically, in the flight, it took 4 shots in a Melee to defeat an opponent compared to the Legacy, which was 3 shots and then a Melee. This issue has been investigated, and I'm told a fix has been made. So thank you for bringing this to our attention. Now, of course, there also is Legacy content, so let's go ahead and get into that. Back in August, 343 copied all the Xbox 360 Legacy Forge content in public file shares, which totaled over 6.6 million maps and 2.6 million game types from Halo 3, Halo Reach, and Halo 4. Now, this content will be available once the Halo Reach has been added to MCC and the game update is applied to your current copy of the MCC or upon booting Halo Reach on PC for the first time. Here's a breakdown of where you will be able to access the Legacy content and what will happen to the content that you've created in MCC if you owned it prior to this update. Now, the Legacy migration with Xbox 360 maps and modes in your file share, they've been copied to the database and are ready to join the MCC following the release of Halo Reach for Xbox and PC. When this happens, they will appear in your file share on both platforms. Xbox 360 modes and maps that are not in the file share were not copied. It was a one-time process that was initiated, and now this content cannot be migrated over. Xbox One MCC migration. The Xbox One maps and modes that are currently in the file share, these current files will stay in your file share after the MCC update for the Xbox One and will require you to boot up the MCC on your Xbox One to have them available on PC after the game update, including these changes. The Xbox One MCC maps and modes that are not in a file share, and of course these are private and will be copied to your local storage on your Xbox One as local files after the MCC update for Xbox One. They will only be available first on Xbox One after you've launched the game after the update occurs. If you do not launch on an Xbox One, this process will not be performed. To share these files across the platforms or another console, you will need to download the MCC update on Xbox One, launch that title on Xbox One, and then once the copy operation is complete, you will need to upload it to your file share. Once they are uploaded to your file share, you will be able to access this content cross-platform. Although Forge and Theater will not be available on PC at launch, we are happy to say that this content will be available to provide countless hours of community-made fun and enjoyment. Now, moving on to our next topic, when can we play the MCC on PC, and when can we play Halo Reach on PC and Xbox One? Well, according to the Halo community director, Brian Jared, he pointed out to a fan on Twitter that Microsoft never committed to a firm release schedule for each game in the package. We've never said anything about all the games arriving on PC this year, he said. The current plan for the first title, Halo Reach, is to be released by the end of 2019, although even that is not locked in. We've been consistently saying that they're ready when they're ready, We certainly hope Reach arrives by the end of the year, but much depends on the flighting outcomes. When it's ready, it'll launch, he said. And while I highly respect the tact that they're taking here, that they're not going to rush it, that they're going to release it when it's done and make sure that everything works, because they cannot afford to have another terrible situation like they did when the game first launched back in 2014 and it was a complete dumpster fire. Moving on to our final topic, I'm going to go ahead and just hit a quick few key bullet points for the Master Chief Collection. Halo the Master Chief Collection on PC won't have mod support at launch, but the devs are exploring the options. Halo Reach on PC won't launch with Forge or Theater mode, but they are coming. Halo Reach on PC will have dedicated servers for Firefight and Campaign Co-op. The Master Chief Collection on PC will use the popular title update settings for Halo Reach multiplayer. Halo the Master Chief Collection on PC will have a Halo Reach style armor progression system. Don't download Halo Reach illegally on PC or you will end up being banned. And last and final, Halo Reach and the MCC on PC will feature 4K, HDR, and proper mouse and keyboard support. Halo Reach is quickly approaching. Whether it releases late in this year or early next year, it is definitely something that I am very highly excited for. But as always, guys, don't forget, in order to be part of the conversation and have your voice heard, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment in the section down below. If you guys did enjoy this video and found any informative value to it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, as it highly helps out the channel and the video. But until next time, everyone, thank you all for joining me here today, and I hope to see all of you in the next video.